From Facebook to Amazon, consumers using big-name brands on a daily basis. But which do they love the most? Joining us right now is Fjord, Managing Director of Design Strategy at Nayak. Good to see you, Dr. Nayak. Thank you for joining us. Tell us what the most beloved brands are.
Yes, overall, we did some research across 3 countries, and we found that mostly digital and technology brands are at the top. And in the U.S., you find Apple is the most loved brand in the U.S., followed by Microsoft and Netflix.
Interesting. I mean, Apple, I guess I can see, because it just makes all the products that we love so much. What about Microsoft?
Well, Microsoft, you must remember that they also make gaming devices, and people love them and are engaged with them on a regular basis.
And Netflix.
And Netflix, you know, Netflix is one of those companies that has reinvented itself. It has its ear to what users need from them, and, you know, it's all about entertainment.
You know, I mean, when you look at a company like a Samsung, they were loved until they had a big problem. So what are these companies doing right, like in Apple? It has to be consistent and stay up there.
That's right. Our method is really about 5 dimensions. We call them the fresh dimensions: fun, relevant, engaging, social, and helpful. And at each brand interaction, you want to make sure you have some level of these maintained. And Apple, I think, has done a good job. They rank the top in engaging, for example.
But then there's the story of the reports that Apple's AirPods won't be ready in time for the holidays. Does this knock them off the #1 spot in the U.S.?
Well, I think their products have always been very anticipated. I think they take their time to make sure they focus on all the dimensions to get it right. So they build a sense of anticipation. So
is it the same when you look outside the U.S.? So when you look outside the U.S., Netflix is the most universally loved.
Exactly. It was interesting for us to see that because we are looking at these human dimensions, all brands across the 3 geographies were more or less the same. They tended to be digital and technology brands at the top. And Netflix was the most loved brand across all 3 geographies.
What do you do in terms of keeping that status?
Well, I think brands need to measure the moments of interaction on a regular basis, not just once in a while, and to keep up with what we call liquid expectation. Customer expectations are changing on a regular basis, like the Uber effect, you know, how payments has been transformed because you don't pay, you just get out of the car. So liquid expectations make people want more from brands. And in order to make that happen, you want to make sure that you're looking at every moment and making sure that you're getting it right.
How important is it to stay engaged with the customer out there and have a relationship ongoing, talking to your customer?
You need to be continuously monitoring how your relationship...
And you can do that in the social media world today.
Absolutely. You can do it through social media, and digital brands can do it through instrumentation of their digital properties. You can be talking to customers on the street. You can be doing observational studies, ethnographic studies, and all together, putting it all together, you synthesize whether it's working or it's not working. And if it's not, you better fix it fast. Otherwise, your competitor is right there behind you.
Because if you lose that loyalty, it's hard to get it back.
Absolutely. It's hard to get it back, and also it's hard to you know, change it very quickly in the minds of customers. Is
there a brand that sticks out as far as not being loved?
Well, there are many.
Yeah.
We find that banking brands these days are the ones that tend to not do very well in this dimension, and a lot of the fintech startups are beginning to take a customer-centric approach, like Rocket Mortgage, for example, and they are beginning to look at how humans want to deal with brands, and they tend to do better on these dimensions.
Really interesting stuff. Nan, good to see you.
Thank you very much,
Thank you so much.
Nan
Nayak joining us there. Still to